And then the last one on the front of the machine is my EOT, or the electric oscillating tool. So this isn't something that's available on our competitors' machines. Have to move up to a much bigger unit to get something like this. You can see that it plugs into the head here, and this not only will rotate, but it has an oscillating knife, or kind of a reciprocating blade. Right, so it works like a jigsaw, so I can cut through thicker materials. Right, I'm going to start here with a chloroplast, and that's going up and down as it goes through the sheet, so I can cut through thicker substrates. Right, so something like this wouldn't be able to do on my competitors. I wouldn't be able to do it on my base model just using a standard blade. But once you move up to a machine that has the ability to use a reciprocating blade, or an EOT, you can cut through some thicker substrates. Higher from here, right? I can move up to creating full point of purchase, point of sale displays that stick together. But the idea is that I can cut through thicker substrates, so you can actually build up, right? Everything that I'm doing here isn't two-dimensional. It's not just stickers. It's not just flat things. I can create packaging, and then I can create thicker substrates and rigid substrates to make things like trade show displays and commercial displays as well. Obviously, I'm from right near Toronto, so I've got my Leafs book here. If you mention anything about the Leafs or the Raptors in the chat, we'll just kick you right out of the meeting. So now that I've cut through those thicker substrates using my EOT, the electronic oscillating tool, we're going to switch over, and I'll change out the tool that I have inside the machine here, and we'll put in our DCT. I'm just going to switch back over to my software. You are just looking at the head here. Sorry, I made there's a little bit of confusion there. But you can see my head moving forward. And I'm going to take out the EOT here, and I will put in the DCT. So what I'm doing right now, and I can actually show you on my screen, pardon my mess of blades, but I'm using the keys, and I'm moving the head back and forth. Right, so very, very simple to do to set it up for that direct cutting. Just use the keyboard, move it into the correct position, and you're ready to go. Now, when we switch over to our next job setup, I will show you how that software actually works. And we have some supplementary video that I can send out to everybody as well. All right, so I'm just going to pop out my EOT. Keep in mind that I am a sales guy. I'm not a technician or an operator, so I'm going to make this look a lot harder than anybody else would. So one thumb screw, this is just going to tighten it down. So I loosen this off. I can slide the blade right out. So that would be my EOT. You can see my blade inside here. So this will fire up and down as it cuts through those thicker substrates. Then I've got my DCT, which is very, very similar. This blade looks a little bit more like the end of an X-Acto blade, but again, it will depress when it gets to the bottom, and this is going to do full cutting. Now I'm just going to line up my red indicator, the yellow line on the machine here. And then you just slide the tool in and tighten it back down. Simple enough. Anybody could do it. Jeff's looking at my shoulder, making sure that I do it properly right now. But once we get it in position, all I'm doing is tightening this down. And the blade will be locked into place. Now, because apparently I messed up last time, I'm just going to switch over. I'll make sure that everybody gets a good chance to look at our control software here. Okay, so should be able to see this now. If you are still, just in case, we'll switch over here. So we're going to do another direct cutting job, and then I'll show you how our registration mark works for the 4 posts as well. So we're just going to press import file, browse. Next job we're going to run is a door hanger. You know, this one's pretty popular. And I have to put my rotation back on because I turned that off on the last piece. And you can see again. And you can kind of just watch the machine run while we pull a couple of sheets through. We're going to show you a changeover to go to a roll feed option. Okay, so we're going to switch back and forth here a little bit. Show you a couple of different camera angles here. Everybody can see my over-the-top cam. So we'll have this one cut out again. I did hear that maybe my narration hasn't been totally synced up the whole time. So if that's the case, apologize for everybody who's trying to piece it together what I'm talking about, 60 seconds after the video. But we're switching over here. Now I'm just going to show you this is my label job. I can show you my other camera as well. Right, but this is just a standard 1117 sheet of label stock. Got my partial cutting tool on there so that I can peel off stickers. Right, give myself a badge for doing a good job so far. Okay. So completely variable sizes. Right? These don't have to be custom or they don't have to be standardized templates. All your graphic designer has to do is come up with a file that they like, create those outside lines, and then import it into the machine. Okay. Okay. So the roll comes from the back roll feeder. Like I said in my PowerPoint presentation, we can actually run those things onto a take-up roll as well, so we can go roll to roll. That's one of those situations where it's really, really great to have those QR codes or the barcodes. If you're printing onto a roll, you're not going to take the roll off and set it up in the cutter every single time, right? You probably do printing all day. At the end of the day, maybe swap it over and start doing my cutting. So by doing that, right, I set up my QR codes. The machine will continue to pull off the roll, but it will automatically read each job so that I can have 5 different sticker files printed on the same roll, and the machine will automatically change over for those. All right, so Jeff just moving the head into position. You should be able to see with the rover camera, right? He's finding the register mark. And then we'll have it a couple of times so that you can see it pulling off the roll as opposed to pulling out our 7-inch pile feeder.